Chips. They're in your phone, your laptop, your car, even your fridge. But there's one company you've probably never heard of that powers them all. It's not Apple, it's not Samsung, it's TSMC, Taiwan's semiconductor manufacturing company. Founded in a tiny island nation under the threat of war, it has quietly grown into one of the most powerful and critical companies on the planet. Today, TSMC makes over 90% of the world's most advanced chips, and that makes it not just a tech giant, but a geopolitical linchpin. So how did a small Asian company become the beating heart of modern electronics? Let's dive into the incredible story of TSMC. It's the 1980s. Taiwan is undergoing a major economic transformation, shifting from textiles to tech. But while companies like IBM and Intel are dominating the semiconductor space, Taiwan doesn't even have a foothold in the chip game. Enter Morris Chang, a 55-year-old Chinese-American engineer with a PhD from MIT and a career at Texas Instruments. After decades in the U.S., he's invited by the Taiwanese government to help transform the island's fledgling tech industry. Chang has a revolutionary idea. Instead of designing chips, why not build them for others? At the time, every major chip company both designed and manufactured their own chips. Morris proposed something radical, a pure-play foundry, a factory that made chips for anyone who needed them. In 1987, with backing from Taiwan's government and Philips, TSMC is born, and with it, the world's first dedicated semiconductor foundry. In the early days, few took TSMC seriously. Why would anyone outsource their crown jewel, chip manufacturing, to a third party? But Chang was patient. He focused on building trust, quality, and reliability. Slowly, smaller companies that couldn't afford fabs started coming to TSMC. Then came the internet boom of the 90s. Suddenly, startups were everywhere, designing chips for modems, routers, graphics cards, but they needed someone to build them. TSMC was ready. While the giants like Intel remained vertically integrated, TSMC became the go-to manufacturer for the next generation of fabless chip designers. By the late 1990s, companies like NVIDIA, Broadcom, and Qualcomm were all working with TSMC. As the tech world embraced the fabless model, TSMC's strategy paid off massively. It no longer had a bet on one product or one market. It simply became the best chip maker for everyone. While Intel clung to its integrated approach, TSMC was quietly becoming indispensable. And with each new generation of chips, 180 nanometers, 90 nanometers, 45 nanometers, TSMC pushed the limits of physics and engineering. By the 2010s, TSMC wasn't just competing with Intel, it was surpassing it. And then came the moment that changed everything: Apple. In 2013, Apple tapped TSMC to build its A-series chips. With billions of iPhones shipped, TSMC's scale exploded. Overnight, it was no longer just a manufacturer. It was the beating heart of the world's biggest tech empire. Modern chips are marvels of engineering, with billions of transistors packed into something the size of a fingernail. The smaller the transistor, the faster and more power-efficient the chip. This race to 7 nanometers, 5 nanometers, 3 nanometers became known as the nanometer wars. TSMC led the charge. In 2018, it became the first to mass-produce 7 nanometers chips, then 5 nanometers, then 3 nanometers. Each new node cost billions, but TSMC had the clients and the capital to pull it off. Its competitors, Samsung Foundry and Intel, struggled. Intel famously delayed its own 10 nanometers process for years, while TSMC surged ahead. Today, TSMC's clients include Apple, AMD, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, MediaTek, and even Intel itself. That's right, Intel, the original chip king, now outsources some of its chips to TSMC. But as TSMC's importance grew, so did the risks. Because TSMC is based in Taiwan, a self-governing island claimed by China. This makes the company a pawn in a dangerous geopolitical game. As tensions rise between the U.S. and China, chips have become the new oil, and TSMC is the OPEC. The U.S. has blacklisted Chinese tech firms like Huawei and passed the CHIPS Act to build more fabs at home. TSMC is now constructing plants in Arizona, Japan, and Germany, part of a global effort to reduce dependence on Taiwan. But no one can match TSMC's expertise overnight. Its 3 nanometers process has taken decades of R&D and billions of dollars. Even with new fabs, TSMC remains the irreplaceable center of the chip universe. As we enter the age of AI, autonomous cars, and quantum computing, TSMC's role is more vital than ever. Chips are no longer just about phones and PCs. They're in everything. And companies like NVIDIA, whose AI chips power ChatGPT, and Tesla, rely on TSMC to deliver the silicon that runs the world. TSMC is investing heavily in next-gen tech. 2 nanometers process, chiplet architecture, 3D stacking, advanced packaging. It's not just a manufacturer, it's becoming a global tech enabler. From a bold experiment in Taiwan to the world's most advanced chip maker, TSMC's story is one of vision, engineering, and sheer perseverance. It's not flashy. It doesn't sell gadgets. But without TSMC, the modern world wouldn't function. So the next time you open your phone, start your car, or fire up your computer, remember, behind that screen is the silent giant, TSMC.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Your support really means a lot.